welcome to Speakeasy. I'm Hayley.
And I'm Jenny.
And I'm very sorry to everyone listening today because I've got a cold. I'm very nasally. I'm going to try and not sniff the entire way through this episode.
Got a bit of a husky voice going on.
Yeah, it's event season's here. And I've just come back from my first Onsite of September, and all of the travel and everything, I woke up on day on site with a sore throat and a cough, and I just went, oh God, it had to be today, didn't it?
Yeah.
So,
where was Onsite though?
oh, it was very exciting. Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Nice.
I don't speak Portuguese. I'm not very good at languages, and that was the problem. Then, I mean, I got through with 3 phrases that I'm going to butcher, and I know that, and which was "Hola," easy, "Obrigada," thank you, and I'm going to butcher this. Voce falas inglés, in the most horrible accent.
Do you speak English? Is that?
Yeah, I think it's basically
nice.
do you speak English? And what was it? It was so much fun. I mean, this event that I did it last year, and it was a bilingual event last year in English and Spanish, and I know a little bit more Spanish, and that's really fun trying to get everyone back into a room, and I'm going like vamos. But then I don't know Portuguese, and I wasn't as comfortable doing the silly kind of like trying to make my way through, trying to speak 2 languages, and I don't speak any other languages. And but Brazil was fun.
Nice.
I got to go to Rio as well for a little weekend, and then got to deliver an event in English, Spanish, and Portuguese, which is
Wow,
great.
that's a lot of a mix going on.
But then it was a very busy week because all the travel.
Yeah.
And as events are, once you're on site, running around like a mad person, trying to make sure that everything's going okay. Working with interpreters as well is so fun. I love it. Like, it's so cool. It's such a different element. But then I think now that event season is here, what kind of really timely to talk about the fact that I'm sick and like looking after yourself on site, because I think we've had this conversation. I've only just started looking after myself. just used to wing it every day.
Yeah, I think I've not got used to how to take care of myself. But yeah, I think, as you said, a lot of times when you're doing international events as well, you just want to take advantage of where you're flown to and don't think so much about the consequences that extra holiday might actually have.
The 6 hours on a bus to Rio from Sao Paulo that I took is probably where this has come from. And it was fine, but obviously just, being on public transport for 6 to 8 hours back and forth was probably not a good idea.
That's fun. You got to enjoy it.
I did. No, and I had a great time. And but I think obviously flight, being on an airplane and then being on a bus, I think that's basically where this has come from, is just all of that travel. But I mean, with being on site, I think we like I said, we've had this conversation. We've spoken to other producers as well, and we don't really look after ourselves very well on site, do we? And it's chaos. You get there starting at 6, 7 in the morning, and then it's just full steam, isn't it?
I think it's like your brain gets wired in a different tone as well. Like when I'm at an event, all of a sudden it's like I'm a different machine. I don't think of my needs. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I've not even gone to the bathroom in like 7 hours. That's a great thing for my kidneys. Yeah. But you just do go into the switch mode of delivery and non-stop. Yeah. And walking and talking to people and just thinking, what's next? And you don't really think about yourself.
I mean, you get your steps in.
You do.
So 1 tick.
What's the most steps you've done at an event?
I think mine is somewhere in the region of like, I think I've broken 30. I think I've definitely broken 30 once, but I mean, average, I would say there's definitely around 20 plus. Yeah. Yeah. Anywhere from like 15 to 23,000 a day, like on an average, I would say.
Yeah, same. I think the most I ever did was 45,000 a day.
Oh my God, event. What were you doing? Were you doing like 7 marathons or something?
Yeah, it was really tiring, but it was the largest scale event I've ever run. So it was like just constantly going around Olympia non-stop. But actually on that note, of a way of taking care of myself, probably when I first started, I dressed nicely. I'd have like the nice boots or the nice looking shoes that just kill your feet. And probably in the past, since COVID, actually, I would say, I'm more of like a nice trainer is the way to go. And if anyone has any comments, because I've had bosses before give me a couple of comments and me saying, well, you either expect me to have feet the next day to keep delivering this event, or you want me to wear these flat, hideous shoes that just kill my feet. Yeah. But to be honest, I think nowadays in events, people do dress a bit more casual.
Business casual.
Business casual.
I think it's often wearing like a nice shirt, trousers, and like white trainers is usually white trainers. That's what you see everybody wearing. And I mean, it's quite funny. I actually did my event this week and I actually wore a pair of heels for the first time in 6 years.
For the full day?
Yeah. What was it? I mean, I arrived in my Birkenstocks.
Okay.
But then once the delegates started arriving, I switched to my heels. They were baby heels. Okay. They were tiny heels. But I was like, I bought them the other week, what was it, for like a dinner out, and they were really comfortable. Okay. And I was like, oh my God, these are cute. And then this new dress that I got for the conference, because it was business smart. And I used to do like the full thing, like suits, heels, like running around all day pre-COVID. And then obviously after the pandemic and us all being home, I don't wear heels anymore, ever. No. I have all these beautiful heels that I've bought heels since and I've just never worn them because they're so uncomfortable. But I bought these ones and because they were fine and they were baby ones, I was like, do you know what, I'm going to test it out. And it was good. Yeah. I was like, what was it? And so I might wear them again in the future. But I think only it depends on the event. Yeah. But footwear is definitely so important. I would normally wear trainers, especially if it's like a multi-track.
100%. If you're expecting running to be walking around a lot.
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
I'm not doing that in my baby heels. No, I'm not doing Olympia in baby heels. Absolutely not.
What else do you do to take care of yourself, do you think, on site? Or should be doing?
I think, because since I started doing freelance, I do a lot more on site. Right. There's a lot where it could be like the entire job that I'm doing is literally just like stage management on site, or I've been brought on, I'm doing like the kind of prep and the run up to a show, and then I'm there. And if I'm often traveling, and I think usually now I'm in accommodation, trying to sleep well the night before, although that I don't know about you, but I don't sleep well the night before an event.
No, it's like probably the week leading up to the event, I'm too wired. I start getting in that kind of constant thinking of the event and doing stuff. So then the night before, I'm just still wired, too wired to just sleep. In fact, I probably always have nightmares, or just like the worst one I've had was recently. I kept dreaming that my alarm, that I'd slept in, and then I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm running late. I'm going to be late to the event. And then my alarm would go off again in my head. So I was having like a dream within a dream within a dream. No. So by the time I actually woke up, I wasn't sure if I was still dreaming or not.
To believe if this was actually reality.
Yeah, it weirded me out the whole day. But yeah, it's important, I think, trying to... I sometimes debate, like when I used to live in London, I used to sometimes think if it's easier to just sometimes stay at home, try and sleep there, get a taxi and go to the venue. Other times I was like, maybe it's best if I stay in a hotel next to the venue. I can never really make up my mind on which I preferred. I think it depends. I'm
a stay at the venue hotel next to the like venue kind of person. 2 reasons. I'm terrified of oversleeping, and I do oversleep. Like I'm such a heavy sleeper when I'm out that like sometimes I'll miss the alarm, and then my brain will naturally go, oh, you need to leave in 10 minutes. Now I'm going to wake up, and then I'm doing that rush. So I'd rather be closer to the hotel so I'm not having to worry about like that transport. But I mean, that rarely happens because normally it's that I'm absolute insomniac the night before and I don't sleep at all. But I'd rather have that comfort, I think, of like being in a new space. And I think that sets my mindset as well, that I'm actually going on site. I know that this isn't the case for everybody that gets to go and do events. Often enough, it could be that they are in their local town and then the organiser say, well, you live here, we don't need to book your accommodation. And that's fair enough. I can understand that. But if I am in a hotel, I pray that there's like some kind of a pool or like a spa kind of thing, and I'll like go and find a steam room because I love that. And that just for me, like, I know that's really bougie, I know it is, but I love
a bathtub. See, when I didn't have a bath, I used to always want to go to hotels and actually always ask, like, can I make sure to have a bathtub, please?
Yes.
And take advantage of that because it does actually help me as well. Try and relax the night before.
No, but I think we need it. Like, our role is so heavy on site. And lots of roles in the event team are heavy in different respects. But you always see, especially with at the end of the day conference and expos where you've got content all day, you'll see the producer running. Like we said, getting the steps in, walking around. They don't get to have a break. And we've said, you know, you don't often get to go to the loo. Go and get water. I've so many event days where I've literally not had a sip of anything. Or you maybe grab a canapé or something really quick off the lunch table that you eat as you're continuing to walk to your next stage, because you just don't get a chance to stop.
That's why I'd probably also recommend, if you are staying in a hotel, do take advantage of the breakfast. Like,
yes,
I probably didn't used to do that when I first started. Now I'm definitely right, I'm not going to eat probably a lot throughout the day.
Stock up.
So let's have a big meal to get started.
It's like carving up before a marathon, actually. Isn't it?
Yeah, to an extent it is. I think because you just stop thinking about yourself. But I think on that note, that's when I think having a good team, and I can really tell when on site I've got other team members who kind of understand producers and really help out. Because the amount of times that I've had, you know, colleagues come up to me and be like, have you had water? Have you eaten something? You need a break. You can stop for 10 minutes and things won't collapse. And it's a bit of a reminder. So I do think it's actually really important to have a solid team of colleagues around you at an event.
I've definitely taken snacks with me as well. I do sometimes have snacks in my bag. I remember, what was it? I think it was an event I was doing in Sweden, and I did go to Marks and Spencer's beforehand, which again was posh, but that was only because I knew that there were specific like bite-sized packet things that I really wanted that I just kept in my bag. The problem is I ate them all on like the setup days before the actual show day, and then was just running around the exhibition centre. So is there anything else? Anything else that's good? Oh, I know. After events, looking after yourself afterwards.
Yeah.
I would always go for the drinks afterwards, and I still like to have a wine after an event. It's like a job well done. But I think after that, I'm ready to go to bed.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely someone now that I notice I do get so tired after an event. Like I do need some alone time because I just don't want to be talking to any more people anymore. I'm done socializing for a little bit. So it's nice to have that kind of like drinks with your colleagues and have a good one. But I'm definitely more of I've had that drink, see you all. But maybe probably when I first started I wasn't. And it's fair enough. If you are a junior, then you know, maybe have more energy than I do now.
We'll take advantage.
Take advantage of it.
I think we've been around the block a few times now. So we've done all the drinks.
Well, I think it's a lot of times as well, we forget, but there is stuff that you need to do after the event. So there's nothing worse than being extremely hungover, tired, and having to do the post-event wrap-up.
Do you mean the post-event stuff that, again, we still refuse to talk about on this podcast because we don't want to?
Because we just don't want to acknowledge that phase exists. Yeah.
Brilliant. So, event season is now here.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that people are listening to this and think, okay, I'll make sure I drink my water and have a snack and try and get some sleep the night before. But I think a lot of producers will relate to this. I think they'll go, God, yeah, no, I don't sleep the before. I never get a chance to stop, and it's just constant. So
I think also, actually, the one thing I would really recommend, if you've got a venue that has any way that you can go outside for a little bit, do it. Because those kind of like 10, even if it's just 10 minutes where you're outside breathing, you know, fresh as London air can sometimes be, but just getting outside of the venue for a little bit does really help.
Yeah.
Then coming back and feeling a bit more like, and I can breathe. Let's go again.
Even if you can't actually go outside, because let's say somebody's in like a massive exhibition centre and it's like a 10-minute walk to get outside, just anywhere that's a secluded area that nobody's going to bother you for just 5 minutes. Doom scroll on your phone, you know, text somebody, give someone a call, or just sit there.
Yeah.
Have a moment, because I think, what was it? It was, I think you mentioned it earlier, it's the kind of like seeing everybody when you're on site, isn't it? And that you putting on that customer service face, almost that public facing face, and, you know, needing to be basically at like 100% from 7 till 7, really, isn't it? So it's a lot.
Because you're having to be friendly to speakers. You're having to be friendly, obviously, like to your colleagues. You're having to be friendly to the AV staff. Like you're just constantly having to be like
Switched on. Yeah.
And sometimes that can be quite intense.
It can be. And I mean, I don't know, I've got a terrible resting face especially when I'm on site, because like if I'm trying to do something and I literally just give this look that looks like it could just kill, honestly. And I even had it in Brazil where there was an issue with one of the videos, and I was just in the middle of trying to sort it out, and they were like, what was it? And our videographer came over and said, like, are you all right? And I was like, yeah, I just need to do this. Like, give me 5 minutes and then I'll be fine. And then I went, sorry, I was just busy. What was it? That's just my face. So.
Yeah, I think I've got more of a.
You're quite stoic.
I'm very expressive, is what my friends say. I've got Tourette's face syndrome or whatever it is. Basically, you know exactly what I'm thinking.
It's the opposite to what I said. I said stoic. So.
Yeah, I'm more like, you can tell exactly what I'm thinking. So at the start of the day, I can control a bit more. But if I don't have any moments to myself, by the end of the day, if you are annoying me, it'll be reflected on my face. So I do recommend that kind of break. But I guess, yeah, that's what I can think about on site, taking care of ourselves. Anything else you can think of?
No, I think just encourage people as we head into event season to have a break, drink your water.
Take your Lemsips in case you get ill.
Do you know what? I'm going to start traveling with like a packet of Lemsips and like hot water. Like I've been having like hot water and honey because apparently that's very good for the throat, and that's actually been quite nice. So I think I'm going to have to start putting like honey in my event pack. I'm really bougie. I think I've discovered this on this episode. Like I need to have a spa facility. I get my snacks from Marks and Spencer's, and now I need to bring honey on my on-site kit. I'm
not going to deny that.
I'm bougie. Well, cool. I think, yeah. So thanks so much for listening. And if there's anything that you want us to cover on Speakeasy, then let us know and reach out.
See you soon.